Welcome to Stone Path, Warm Tea, Quiet Thoughts, a soothing audio experience designed to help you unwind and drift into a peaceful night's sleep. If you find comfort and relaxation in this content, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories like this. Before we immerse ourselves in the tranquil world of Amelia's garden, we'll begin with a gentle breathing guidance to prepare your mind and body for relaxation. If you prefer to skip directly to the story, you can find the timestamps for each chapter in the description below. Take a moment to find a comfortable position, whether lying down or sitting. Allow your body to relax and release any tension you might be holding. Let your shoulders drop, your jaw soften, and your muscles ease. Adjust your surroundings to ensure you are warm and cozy, perhaps with a soft blanket or a comforting pillow. Know that this is your time to let go of the day's worries and welcome the tranquility that awaits you. Let's begin with a simple and calming breath. Gently inhale through your nose, drawing in the peaceful energy of the evening. As you inhale, imagine the scent of blooming flowers and fresh earth filling your lungs. Hold your breath for a moment, savoring the stillness, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any lingering stress or tension. With each breath, feel your body becoming heavier and more relaxed, sinking deeper into a state of profound calm. As you listen to the story of Amelia's garden, allow the gentle rhythm of the narrative and the soothing sounds of nature to wash over you. Feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the smooth stones beneath your feet, and the comforting aroma of chamomile tea surrounding you. Let these sensations guide you into a state of deep relaxation and peaceful sleep. Allow the quiet thoughts to be present and let them pass. Now, let's begin our journey into the heart of Amelia's garden, where peace and tranquility await. Chapter 1. The Garden Awakens. The first light of dawn crept over the horizon, painting the sky in soft hues of pink and lavender. Amelia stirred in her sleep, a gentle smile playing on her lips as she anticipated the day ahead. The air was filled with a promise of warmth, carrying with it the delicate fragrance of blooming roses and damp earth. She stretched languidly, feeling the soft cotton sheets against her skin, and rose to greet the morning. As she made her way to the kitchen, the familiar creak of the floorboards beneath her feet brought a sense of comfort. She filled the kettle and placed it on the stove, the gentle hiss of the water heating a soothing prelude to the day's activities. While she waited, she peered out the window, her gaze drawn to the garden that lay just beyond. The garden was a symphony of greens and vibrant colors, a testament to Amelia's patient care and unwavering love for nature. Dewdrops clung to the petals of roses, sparkling like tiny diamonds in the morning light. The air was alive with the gentle buzzing of bees, diligently collecting nectar from the blossoms. The leaves rustled softly in the gentle breeze, creating a melody of nature that filled Amelia's heart with peace. With the kettle whistling merrily, Amelia prepared her morning cup of tea, the fragrant steam swirling around her face. She added a touch of honey, savoring the sweetness as it dissolved into the warm liquid. Stepping out onto the porch, she settled into her favorite rocking chair, the gentle sway a comforting rhythm that lulled her into a state of tranquil contemplation. She took a slow sip of her tea, allowing the warmth to spread through her body. The garden was bathed in the soft golden light of the rising sun, casting long shadows that danced and shifted with the gentle breeze. She noticed a ladybug perched on a rose petal, its red shell gleaming like a tiny jewel. She watched as it slowly made its way across the petal, a tiny explorer in a world of fragrant blooms. Amelia closed her eyes, allowing herself to be fully present in the moment. She felt the warmth of the sun on her face, the gentle breeze caressing her skin, and the comforting weight of the mug in her hands. The sounds of nature surrounded her, a symphony of life that filled her with a sense of profound connection to the world around her. After a few moments of quiet contemplation, Amelia rose and made her way to the garden. She carried a watering can filled with fresh water, ready to nourish the plants that depended on her care. As she watered the roses, she noticed a new bud unfurling, its delicate petals reaching towards the sun. She smiled, feeling a sense of joy and anticipation at the promise of new life. She moved through the garden with a gentle touch, carefully tending to each plant. She plucked away dead leaves, loosened the soil, and whispered words of encouragement to the growing blooms. She felt a deep sense of satisfaction in her work, knowing that she was playing a small part in the grand tapestry of nature. She noticed Thomas waving from the path. He waved back and smiled. She was grateful for the peace she was finding. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Amelia paused to admire her handiwork. The garden was thriving, a vibrant oasis of life and beauty. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for the simple joys that filled her days, the gentle rhythms of nature that brought her peace and contentment. With a final lingering look at her beloved garden, she returned to her cottage, her heart filled with warmth and anticipation for the day ahead. Chapter 2. A Path of Pebbles. The mid-morning sun cast long, dappled shadows across Amelia's garden, creating a tapestry of light and shade that danced and shifted with the gentle breeze. The air was alive with the cheerful chirping of birds, their melodies a symphony of nature that filled Amelia's heart with joy. After her morning tea and garden tending, Amelia decided to embark on a leisurely stroll along the winding stone path that meandered through her garden. She stepped onto the path, feeling the cool, smooth pebbles beneath her feet. Each step was a gentle massage, grounding her to the earth and connecting her to the natural world that surrounded her. She walked slowly, deliberately, allowing herself to fully experience the sensations of the moment. The path led her past a patch of vibrant blue forget-me-nots, their delicate petals unfolding in the gentle breeze. She paused to admire their beauty, noticing the intricate details of their tiny flowers. She remembered planting them last spring, and how eagerly she had awaited their return. Their vibrant color brought a smile to her face, a reminder of the simple joys that life had to offer. As she continued along the path, she noticed a small brown robin perched on a branch of her apple tree. It was the same robin that visited her garden every day, always perching on the same branch. She felt a sense of familiarity and affection for the little bird, a silent companion in her daily routines. She watched as the robin hopped from branch to branch, its movements graceful and precise. It chirped a cheerful melody as if greeting her with a song. Amelia smiled, feeling a sense of connection to the bird, a shared appreciation for the beauty of the garden. The path led her to a small, secluded bench nestled beneath the shade of a sprawling oak tree. She settled onto the bench, feeling the cool wood beneath her. The air was still and peaceful, the only sound the gentle rustling of leaves overhead. She closed her eyes, allowing herself to be fully present in the moment. She breathed deeply, inhaling the fragrant scent of roses and damp earth. She felt the warmth of the sun on her face, the gentle breeze caressing her skin. She felt a sense of profound peace and contentment, a deep appreciation for the simple beauty of her garden. As she sat on the bench, she began to reflect on her life. She thought about her years as a teacher, the countless students she had inspired, and the lessons she had learned along the way. She thought about her late husband, the love they had shared, and the memories that still warmed her heart. She realized that life was a journey, a winding path filled with both joys and sorrows. But through it all, there was always beauty to be found, solace to be discovered in the simple moments of everyday life. She was grateful for the garden. She opened her eyes, her gaze drawn to a cluster of colorful butterflies fluttering around a patch of lavender. Their wings were a kaleidoscope of colors, a vibrant display of nature's artistry. She watched as they danced and twirled, their movements graceful and ethereal. She felt a sense of wonder and awe at the beauty of the butterflies, a reminder of the magic that existed in the natural world. She realized that life was full of such moments, small glimpses of beauty that could fill her heart with joy if she only took the time to notice them. As the sun began to climb higher in the sky, Amelia rose from the bench, feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. She continued along the stone path, her heart filled with gratitude and contentment. The garden was her sanctuary, a place where she could find peace, solace, and a deep connection to the natural world. She knew that she was blessed to have such a beautiful and tranquil space in her life. She vowed to continue to cherish it, to tend to it with love and care, and to allow it to continue to nourish her soul. She started on the path to the tea. Chapter 3. The Ritual of tea. Leaving the stone path, Amelia felt the warmth of the late morning sun on her back as she made her way back towards her cozy cottage. The scent of chamomile drifted from the open kitchen window, an inviting aroma that promised comfort and relaxation. As she entered the cottage, the familiar sounds of her home enveloped her. The gentle tick-tock of the grandfather clock in the hallway, the soft hum of the refrigerator, and the quiet creaks of the wooden floorboards. She placed the kettle on the stove and turned the burner on, enjoying the anticipation as she waited for the water to boil. While she waited, she selected her favorite teacup from the cupboard, a delicate porcelain cup adorned with hand-painted roses and forget-me-nots. It was a gift from her late husband, Thomas, and it always brought a smile to her face. She loved the tea her husband had made her and wanted to keep that going. Once the kettle began to whistle, she carefully poured the boiling water into her teapot, adding a generous spoonful of dried chamomile flowers. She closed the lid and allowed the tea to steep for a few minutes, savoring the fragrant aroma that filled the kitchen. The steam from the teapot warmed her face, a comforting sensation that eased her muscles. While the tea steeped, Amelia opened the windows, allowing the fresh garden-scented air to flow through the cottage. She could hear the distant chirping of birds, the buzzing of bees, and the gentle rustling of leaves in the trees. The sounds of nature were a symphony of peace, a gentle reminder of the beauty that surrounded her. She placed a small plate of homemade biscuits on a tray, along with a jar of honey and a pat of butter. Everything she needed for a relaxing afternoon treat was now prepared. She carried the tray out to the porch, settling into her favorite rocking chair. The gentle sway of the chair was a familiar comfort, a soothing rhythm that lulled her into a state of peaceful contemplation. She poured herself a cup of chamomile tea, the warm liquid filling her teacup with a golden hue. She took a slow sip, savoring the delicate flavor and the comforting warmth that spread through her body. The chamomile was calming, soothing her nerves and easing any lingering tension. She took a biscuit and spread a thin layer of butter and honey on top. She took a bite, enjoying the sweetness of the honey and the buttery flavor of the biscuit. The combination of the tea and the biscuit was a perfect afternoon treat, a simple pleasure that brought her immense joy. As she sipped her tea and nibbled on her biscuit, she gazed out at her garden, admiring the vibrant colors and the delicate beauty of the flowers. She noticed a butterfly flitting among the roses, its wings a kaleidoscope of colors. She watched as it danced and twirled, its movements graceful and ethereal. She closed her eyes, allowing herself to be fully present in the moment. She felt the warmth of the sun on her face, the gentle breeze caressing her skin, and the comforting weight of the teacup in her hands. The sounds of nature surrounded her, a symphony of life that filled her with a sense of profound connection to the world around her. She was grateful for the simple joys that filled her days, the gentle rhythms of nature that brought her peace and contentment. She was grateful for her cozy cottage, her beautiful garden, and the comforting ritual of afternoon tea. Chapter 4: Clouds and Reflections. With her tea finished and her heart content, Amelia leaned back in her rocking chair, allowing the gentle sway to lull her into a state of peaceful reverie. The afternoon sun cast a warm golden glow across the garden, illuminating the vibrant colors of the flowers and the lush green foliage. Above her, the sky was a vast expanse of blue, dotted with fluffy white clouds that drifted lazily across the horizon. Amelia watched the clouds, allowing her mind to wander with them. Their shapes were constantly changing, morphing from familiar forms into abstract patterns that sparked her imagination. She saw castles and dragons, animals and faces, all fleeting and ephemeral, like the thoughts that passed through her mind. She thought about her life, the journey that had led her to this moment. She thought about her childhood, her dreams, and her aspirations. She thought about her years as a teacher, the students she had inspired, and the lessons she had learned. She thought about her late husband, Thomas, the love they had shared, and the memories that still warmed her heart. She realized that life was a tapestry woven from countless threads, a complex and intricate pattern of joys and sorrows, triumphs and failures, love and loss. Each thread was unique, each contributing to the overall beauty and complexity of the design. She was thankful to Thomas and grateful for the help. She thought about the present moment, the here and now. She felt the warmth of the sun on her face, the gentle breeze caressing her skin, and the comforting weight of the rocking chair beneath her. She heard the chirping of birds, the buzzing of bees, and the rustling of leaves. She smelled the fragrant scent of roses and damp earth. She realized that the present moment was all that truly mattered. The past was gone, the future was uncertain, but the present was here, now, a precious gift to be cherished and savored. She closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. She felt the air filling her lungs, nourishing her body and calming her mind. She exhaled slowly, releasing any tension or stress that she might be holding on to. She opened her eyes, her gaze drawn to a patch of vibrant red poppies swaying gently in the breeze. Their petals were delicate and translucent, like stained glass windows catching the light. She watched them dance and twirl, their movements graceful and enchanting. She felt a sense of wonder and awe at the beauty of the poppies, a reminder of the simple magic that existed in the natural world. She realized that beauty was all around her, if only she took the time to notice it. She thought about the future, the possibilities that lay ahead. She didn't know what the future held, but she knew that she would face it with courage, resilience, and a deep appreciation for the present moment. She knew that she would continue to find joy in the simple things, the small moments of beauty and connection that filled her days. She knew that she would continue to nurture her garden, to tend to it with love and care, and to allow it to continue to nourish her soul. As the afternoon wore on, the clouds began to gather. casting long shadows across the garden. The air grew cooler, and a gentle breeze rustled through the trees. Amelia knew that it was time to go inside to prepare for the evening ahead. The garden would be waiting for her tomorrow. She was ready for whatever the garden offered her and to take whatever came her way. Chapter 5. Evening's Embrace. As dusk began to settle over Amelia's garden, a soft, diffused light bathed the landscape in a serene and gentle glow. The air grew cooler, carrying with it the delicate fragrance of night-blooming jasmine, its intoxicating scent a promise of peaceful dreams. Amelia, feeling a sense of contentment after her afternoon of reflection, decided to take one last stroll through her garden before nightfall. She slipped off her shoes, feeling the cool, damp earth beneath her bare feet. The sensation was grounding, connecting her to the very essence of the natural world. She walked slowly, deliberately, allowing her senses to absorb the sights, sounds, and smells of the evening. The flowers seemed to glow in the twilight, their colors intensified by the fading light. The roses were particularly vibrant, their velvety petals unfolding to release their sweet fragrance. The lavender hummed with the gentle buzzing of bees, still foraging for nectar as the day drew to a close. The air was alive with the sounds of evening, the chirping of crickets, the hooting of an owl in the distance, and the gentle rustling of leaves in the trees. The sounds were soothing and familiar, a lullaby of nature that eased her mind and calmed her spirit. As she walked, she ran her fingers gently along the leaves of the plants, feeling their textures smooth and velvety, rough and prickly, delicate and fragile. She marveled at the diversity of life in her garden, each plant unique and special in its own way. She paused by her small vegetable patch, noting the progress of her tomatoes and cucumbers. The plants were thriving, thanks to her diligent care and the nourishing warmth of the sun. She felt a sense of pride and satisfaction in her gardening efforts, knowing that she was providing sustenance for herself and her community. She even started selling some. She reached out and gently touched a ripe tomato, its skin smooth and warm. She plucked it from the vine, inhaling its sweet, earthy aroma. She knew that it would taste delicious in a salad, a fresh and flavorful reminder of the bounty of her garden. As she continued along the path, she noticed a small, flickering light in the distance. It was Thomas, her neighbor, tending to his own garden. She waved to him, and he waved back, a silent acknowledgement of their shared love for nature and the simple joys of gardening. She walked further, feeling a sense of deep connection to her garden. It was more than just a collection of plants. It was a sanctuary, a place where she could find peace, solace, and a profound sense of belonging. She knew that she was blessed to have such a beautiful and tranquil space in her life. She vowed to continue to cherish it, to tend to it with love and care, and to allow it to continue to nourish her soul. As the last rays of sunlight faded from the sky, Amelia made her way back to her cottage, her heart filled with gratitude and contentment. She slipped inside, feeling the warmth and comfort of her home envelop her. She lit a candle, its flickering flame casting a soft, golden glow across the room. She settled into her favorite armchair, pulling a soft blanket around her. She opened a book, ready to lose herself in a world of stories and imagination. As she read, she felt her body relaxing, her mind easing, and her spirit soaring. She was grateful for the day, for the peace she had found in her garden, and for the love and beauty that surrounded her. As she drifted off to sleep, she dreamed of her garden, a vibrant and enchanting paradise filled with flowers, butterflies, and the gentle rhythms of nature. She knew that she would wake up tomorrow refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to embrace another day of simple joys and quiet contentment.